right? Because first off, I think Steph is going to be top 10 before it's all said and done. But there are a lot of people out there that like finding holes in the argument of his legacy. And like the word legacy always comes up, which really bothers me. Because, oh, well, Kevin Love was out or Kyrie was out. Or then they got, then they had it, but they lost Draymond Green. And Steph couldn't be there in those big moments. And then they had to bring in Kevin Durant, who got NBA Finals MVP. And, then Clay was out. So, like, for my thing, I just want to shut all those people up. I do. Because Steph deserves all the praise in the world.
I don't think this will even do it. I think people just hate on Steph.
Exactly.
I think people hate on Steph for a multitude of reasons.
Well, people find holes in the argument. People find I
don't know if he wins another finals. People are still going to hate on Steph Curry.
Well, let me tell you why.
You went 4?
Let me tell you why. First of all,
you went 4 and it's yours?
First of all, let me tell you why they're going to hate on him. Because in their eyes, he's too perfect. Yeah. My point to you is that I love him. I love him. He's a great dude. And he's a great player.
Exactly.
And by the way, he's a great leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People, let me tell you something. Who don't want to play with Steph? I want y'all to watch when the Golden State Warriors, and give Steve Kerr a lot of credit because they play selfless basketball for the most part. It ain't just Draymond. Draymond is just the most gifted at it. Mm-hmm. But it's not just Draymond. You could be a shooter. Even the shooters defer to Clay. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, defer to Steph.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll sit up there. If they open and Steph's open, Steph getting the ball. Yeah. It's automatic. It's instinctual. And no one has a problem with it. Mm-hmm. They don't have a problem with being deferential. They don't have a problem with giving him the credit. He's loved by everybody. He shows up to perform. He doesn't cheat the game. He doesn't get him any trouble. He's got a great family. Yeah. The bottom line is that, listen, the dude is blessed. He's not only blessed as the greatest shooter that we've ever seen, but he's been blessed with the proper surroundings where he's the great person. And you got some people that hate on him because they can't be him.
That's what I was alluding to.
They can't be him.
The other thing I like about him is he's so cocky on the court and he's so humble off the court.
I'll tell you something else. They have fun. Like, when do we see athletes at this level have fun?
Well, it's fun to win.
I'm saying he's having fun.
Give Steve Kerr credit for that.
I will.
Because the system that they play in, how can you not enjoy playing in that system? Because if you can put the ball in the hole, understand that with Golden State, everybody eats. If you can shoot, Steve Kerr ain't stopping you. Steve Kerr ain't stopping you. Steph Curry ain't stopping you. Clay ain't stopping you. If you can shoot, go ahead and shoot. Everybody eats with the Golden State Warriors. And that's why you have so much fun, because you don't feel deprived. You have your opportunity to shine playing for the Golden State Warriors if you can put the ball in the hole. Everybody knows that, and that feeds that kind of joy that you to the NBA Finals. And obviously I'll be there tonight in Boston. Boston's no joke. And I look at the Warriors and the Denver series, I was really, really feeling great about them. They rolled up against Memphis, and I saw Ja Morant drop a 40 on a 47 one night.
I seen him one.
Say what?
Because I went out there.
Okay, all right.
Well,
you wasn't.
Well,
why? You know what? First of all, the new media guru. Let me tell you something. I love it. Let me ask you this question.
30% from the field, 20% from the third.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why were you not out there?
Because
y'all lost. So relax. When your turn is coming, you lost. All right? So here's the deal.
Say less.
Here's the deal. The Golden State Warriors, to me, should be the favorites. They're lethal. But what I saw them struggle in a few games against Memphis. And I'm looking at Dallas, who to me serves no litmus test whatsoever because they don't have a rim protector. You can get to the rim on them anytime you want to and have little to no resistance at all. That is not going to be the Boston Celtics. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I think Golden State and with their A game will beat anybody. They need their A game to beat Boston. That's all I'm saying.
But so you do say that
I'm still going with the Warriors.
Oh, Golden State, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with Golden State. After we lost, that's the only team I really trust. The Celtics have a hard time guarding splits. Obviously, that's what Golden State. That's Golden State offense. So I got Golden State with this. I don't know how many games. I didn't have the Celtics beating the Heat, so you know, I might be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. This is First Take. A lot of people are wrong on this show. So
no,
shots fired.
Not really me. But go ahead.
Just in general,
Aggressive.
everything's not
So
the truth on this show.
aggressive.
So I got Golden State winning it, and that's what I got.
So I'm not confident. Although I said last year, I'm not confident in the Warriors. I said last year during the season, without Klay, I uttered the same thing you said. If Klay Thompson comes back, Warriors will win the championship, right? And that's not me including Jordan Poole in this. Having seen them this year and how Memphis challenged them, to beat Golden State, you got to have durability, right? You got to have some young dogs that can chase these guys around. Also, you got to be able to exert that energy on the offensive end as well. You got to have length. You got to have size. You got to have some dogs. Boston has that, right? That's why I think Boston is going to win the championship, because Boston have two guys that I know can get buckets at any given time. They can challenge Steph Curry. They can match Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole. They have the size. They have the length. And these guys are hella competitive. They could switch out. They could guard these guys on the perimeter. I trust Al Horford to get out on the perimeter, move his feet, and make it tough on them. They have rim protection with Williams back there. Right. So I think the core guys for the Boston Celtics is going to outplay the core guys for the Golden State Warriors.
Let me say this. A couple of things. Number one, to get back to your statement.
Which one?
Talk about people wrong here a lot. Well, they wrong on Get Up. They wrong on PTI. They wrong on Fox. They wrong on NBC. They wrong on CNN. They wrong with the Player podcast, too. Everybody wrong all the damn time.
So the media's wrong.
So let's be very, very clear about that. Don't be isolating First Take.
Okay.
That's number one.
All
right. I mean,
Number
it's opinions and predictions.
Number two, what T-Mac just pointed out is exactly the reason I'm nervous about Golden State, because Boston has size, they've got toughness, they've got offense, not from one, but from two dudes. I'm going to throw in a third, Al Horford.
Yes.
Why am I throwing Al Horford in there? Because he can shoot spot-up threes. That means Draymond has to go out and get them.
And Looney has to pull out.
And Looney has to come out, too, which could compromise you on the interior. I'm going to tell you who the key to this series is going to be.
On what team?
All right, Golden State, who changes everything.
Wiggins.
Yeah. He got to show up.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors, with Klay, with Steph, with the evolution of Jordan Poole, the Golden State Warriors will not win the championship if Andrew Wiggins does not show up.
So
Andrew Wiggins that we saw in this series against Dallas, that's the guy that has to show up against Boston.
And here's my thing, because Steph is the head, right? They have size, they have athleticism and speed to neutralize Steph. That's going to put pressure on Jordan Poole and Wiggins to deliver on the offensive end, and Klay Thompson as well. They're going to have to step up, because there's going to be some games where it's going to be tough offensively for Steph.
Do you believe the Warriors can win the title this season?
And remember, we talked a lot about them in October, November, even December, and then Steph Curry got hurt.
Yeah.
And then you had, obviously, the Phoenix Suns doing what they were doing.
Yeah, we didn't know about Klay.
I don't think they will. I think the road is going to be difficult, and I get it. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, all that experience. But Klay still, to me, is not all the way back. I think it's still going to take until next season. I'm not going to give up on the Phoenix Suns. I think with Devin Booker, that hamstring injury maybe keeps him out of this series. I think they'll get past New Orleans. But the one thing about the Phoenix Suns and what they've done this year about taking the regular season seriously, and they got so close to the finish line last year, Molly, and Chris Paul, he wants to end his career. Not that he's going to end this year, but he wants to have a championship on that resume. I think the motivation is there. I think the experience is there. And their role players, guys like Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, I think they're ready for this moment. By the way, Mikal Bridges, and you'll like this, Steve, because I know we complain about players not playing. He led the league in total minutes. Do you know if this was the year 2003, he would have been 36th in total minutes. This year, he's first. There's just something about this Phoenix Suns team. Yeah. I just don't think Golden State is going to get it all together. I think the road is too difficult. Again, all the respect in the world for that group. I don't think they do it this year.
Okay. Well, to piggyback off of what you said, I mean, as it pertains to people being available and showing up to work, there's only 5 players in the NBA that haven't missed a game this year.
Yep.
5. out of 450 plus.
Amazing.
That is the lowest in NBA history. That's a damn travesty. And that's something that the NBA will address. You and I both know if collective bargaining negotiations are going to be very, very interesting with some of the stuff that some of these players, not most, not all, but some of these players have tried to get away with. NBA ain't having it, and damn it, I don't blame them. Now, having said all of that, you're talking about the Phoenix Suns and how they're worthy and warranted, and it's warranted that they're the favorites. I don't disagree with that. I think they are the favorites. I think from start to finish, when you consider the level of consistency that they've put on display, they, without question, have been the best team in basketball. I've seen the best team in basketball get knocked off before, and so have you. And I think this is a year it's going to happen. I ain't betting against these Golden State Warriors, bro. And ain't there's no shade. There's no shade on the Phoenix Suns. What I saw from the Warriors, and I got it, matchups, styles make fights. We know that Denver's in over their head because they don't have Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I get all of that. When you look at Jokic and the big boy DeMarcus Cousins as well, these are guys that you got that set up, but that doesn't work in a matchup like this because you got thoroughbreds, road runners on the other side that are the Golden State Warriors, and they ran Denver out of the state in game 2, out of the state. I mean, I haven't seen a performance like that. I mean, it was something spectacular to behold. And I was actually going to go to that game Monday night, Frank. I was actually going to go to that game. And I said, you know what? I got to be back here too early. I ain't going to do it. So I didn't go to the game. And damn it, I regret it. I really regret it. I should have went to that game because it was that spectacular to behold. Steph Curry, Clay, and then Jordan Poole. This young brother is something special. He is something special. And he's more like Steph Curry than Clay. His movement without the ball, his ball handling skills, his ability to use those skills to get to the basket, and the range with which he pulls up from. Now that mirrors both Clay and Steph. But Clay don't handle the ball like that, okay? And so when I look at it from that perspective, I just say, I got a nickname for them, Frank Isola. It's Lethal Weapon 3. Remember, I ain't talking about the movie with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson Jr.
Get out of here.
I'm not talking about the movie.
You're reaching.
Hold on. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Georgia Tech, Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver. You remember that back in the day. It was something special. And I'm looking at Poole, Steph, and Clay, and that's my nickname for them, Lethal Weapon 3.
Hang on a second. Hang on. You must be going a little soft out on the West Coast. We didn't know anything about Cam Johnson last year. What did he do for Phoenix? Mikal Bridges, think about the way that he played. Same thing with DeAndre. And how about Cam Payne coming off the bench? So the players that we had question marks about last year for Phoenix, they delivered. Be honest now, Steve. Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has been great, no question about it. How's he going to do in a big road game against a team like Phoenix? We don't know that. You're just assuming. It's not. If his agent already called, and thank you for putting him in the same category as Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, but we don't know that yet.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm talking about this young talent. First of all, he's averaging 29. I just want to throw that out there. He's averaging 29 and a half in the first 2 games, in his first 2 playoff games. It's not like, I'm just saying, he had 30 and 29. That's number 1, right? Number 2. I'm looking at his skill set. Certainly, you know what? The jury's still out. Got to show up. If you go up against Memphis in the next round, assuming they get past Minnesota, you got to go up against them brothers who want all the smoke, right? Came in the game 2, handled their business like they were supposed to. They better had, damn it, okay? Then you got Phoenix. If you're fortunate enough to get past that, don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware of the challenges. I'm just saying, I believe in those brothers. You believe in certain people, why can't I? I'm looking at Steph and Clay. Their resume speaks for itself. Let me
get in
this
here real
brother
quick.
right here, with them on the court, Lord have mercy.
Stephen, I'm with you.